The President's decision to bring detainees from Guantanamo to the United States for trial is one of the most dangerous decisions any president has ever made. The President is unilaterally ending the war against terrorism and returning us to a pre-September 11th law enforcement regime.
The idea that the President would say that we're going to move Khalid Sheikh Mohammed to New York and the other co-conspirators of the 9/11 means that he's going to treat this as a crime instead of as a war situation. And I think that just the opposite is what we should be looking at.
The President has failed to answer the fundamental question of why. Why is it moving the prisoners from Gitmo into the United States? Why trying these individuals in New York City is a good idea? We are putting in place, I've introduced this discharge petition today to hopefully get from the President and force the President to give us a plan that explains exactly what he's going to do, but more importantly, to answer the question of why. The second thing that the Keep the Terrorists Out of America Act does is to make sure that there is a transparency in this process. You know, we've now gone through almost 10 months of since the President has said we're going to close Guantanamo without answering the question of why. But this thing is now, ping-ponging across America. One day they're going into Colorado. The next day they're going into Standish, Michigan. Then they're going to South Carolina. Then they're going to Illinois. And there's never been any transparency.
I strongly support this. I'm also going to offer a motion to instruct the conferees when the Commerce State Justice Bill comes up.
In my judgment, there is no good reason to transfer these terrorists from Gitmo, the detention center in Cuba, to New York City. They could easily be tried at Gitmo. In fact, that is why Gitmo was built. We spent $100 million of the taxpayers' money constructing a first-class facility that we've all seen. We've all been in the courtroom. We know that it works. And in fact, terrorists have been tried there since 9/11. So the system is up and going.
I'm proud to support this legislation today. Whatever we can do legislatively to slow this down, to stop it, is going to, I believe, help restore and return America to sanity. Unfortunately, we've taken leave of our senses, I believe, with the decisions of the last several months by this administration.
You're giving Khalid Sheikh Mohammed greater rights than you're giving a young American man or woman who serves in the U.S. Army who happens to commit a crime. If you're in the military and you commit a crime, you go through the military court. Here you're taking a guy that beheaded Daniel Pearl and brags about it, killed 3,000 people, and you're giving him special rights, and also the silk stocking law firms that will represent this guy and will drag it out time after time after time and bring hurt and pain to the family.
To be reopening the wounds in a city such as New York, where I lost 150 friends, neighbors, constituents, and when you see it on the media, they have one family member saying they support it, one family member saying they oppose. That is such a distorted view. I can tell you, from my experience, more than 90% of the families are overwhelmingly against this.